Hello, welcome to Lunch with Lee. I guess today is a lot of times they're sort of brunch with Lee. Today is the what do you call it? Dinner, dunch. I guess dinner sounds a little bit better, but it's a late lunch with Lee. I guess that's the best way to put it. Today we're talking about chimney leaks. This time of year, it's big, as well as critters, which I can do next week, or give me feedback on exactly what you want to see. But chimney leaks. Number one, how do you know when your chimney's leaking? It's really easy if there's water every time it rains pouring into your fireplace or around your fireplace when it rains. It becomes very, very simple. So water comes in point A, comes out point B. That can be a chimney leak. Also, the way water kind of works is there are rivers and there are lakes, and sometimes the water comes in point B, kind of travels, and then shows up in another spot. So the water that's coming in by your fireplace may in fact not be your fireplace. It may be something else, or the water that comes into the fireplace may show up at a window. So it's not always as simple as it may seem as far as leaks. But other ways chimneys leak where you don't necessarily see the leak. Some people will hear it. They either hear, if you have depending on the type of fireplace, sort of a metal fireplace, manufactured metal fireplace instead of a metal fireplace inside your walls, you will hear dripping inside the walls. Sometimes you will even hear rain hitting the top of the cap. It could be leaking in, it could not be. The best thing is to always find someone to look at it to double check that something hasn't gone wrong. But when in doubt, call somebody out. That's just a pretty good rule. But another way to see, if you look up and you see brick, like the outside of your chimney is brick, and you see mold stains, mildew stains, dark spots, that kind of thing, that means it's staying too wet. It should not mold and mildew like that if it is correctly designed and if it's repelling water correctly. One of the problems with brick chimneys is brick is very porous. It absorbs water like a sponge, so it will stay wet. So part of what we do is, one, we design the fireplace as much as we can to have kind of an umbrella over the top of it. Not like a baseball hat where the water hits your hat and it runs to your shoulders and it runs down your body, but an umbrella. So we keep as much of the rain off of the chimney as possible. So we do that with chimney caps, chase tops that have overhanging edges. So much like an umbrella, the water will run away. Now, if the water goes enough sideways, when you're holding an umbrella, your legs get wet. And that can happen to a fireplace too. But still, you would rather, as much as possible, we keep water off the structure. Stage two, which is water repellents. You can't just go to Home Depot and buy whatever you want, because a lot of brick sealants literally do that. They seal. So if any water gets in, it literally gets stuck in. The water vapor can't get out. So we have specific water repellents that are designed for chimneys that will not let water in, but will let water vapors out. So the actual chimney can still breathe. They're 10-year waterproofers. They work beautifully. After we put them on, you can't even tell. So if you have one of those fireplaces that's had a waterproofer put on it, or a sealant, or whatever the handyman or roofer or whatever well-intentioned person put on, and it looks really kind of hazy, it changed. It's kind of, the whole brick is now glossy. That's a problem. Because the quality stuff, once we put it on, you can't tell. Unless you take a cup of water and you throw it on there and suddenly it beads like the outside of a car. That's the quality stuff. And it's not a 1-year product like most of them are. It's a 10-year product. So while it may seem more expensive up front, when you see the final price, if you took the 1-year product and multiplied that times 10, that's the equivalent to what we're putting on. So real quick, you start to figure out, oh, this is cheaper long term. So it works better. It allows the chimney to breathe. It's cheaper long term. So we have the two stages, which is the top. We want something that covers the whole top and has overhanging so that the water runs away like an umbrella. And then all the sideways water, what goes on, like you put on your rain suit, that's what a rain suit kind of is to the chimney, which is anything that's sideways or blown in, the brick doesn't absorb it. It actually repels the water. So that is the two-stage process to brick chimneys. Now, if you have siding, if you have stucco, if you have stone's the same as brick. It's just a little more complex as far as how you apply the water repellents. And it's even more important to keep stuff off of it because stone can be less porous or more porous than brick. And brick to brick is totally different. So if you look up at your chimney and you see moldy stains, and it doesn't matter if it's shade or not shade or anything else, that's the first sign of, hey, you need to get this checked out because it could have been leaking for a long time. It could have done damage to the insides. It's time to have that looked out. So call us. Our opinions are free. But give us a call. We'll be happy to help you. But water and leaks. Another one we see all the time, and this is with a specific type of fireplace, which is a manufactured metal fireplace. It's got those round caps that have screen around them at the top, which is wind-blown rain. And here on the coast, we get a lot of it. And you will literally see water right where you put your logs dripping down through the system onto where the logs would be. And that's only during our kind of violent, kind of crazy wind-blown rains. Because here in Houston, rain can go sideways and it can go up in certain situations. So much like if you had an umbrella and the rain goes dead sideways or dead up, in some ways you're in trouble. Just if rain goes up, we can put on stuff that helps. With rain suits on the fireplace, we can put on stuff that helps if it happens to you all the time. But there are ways to deal with all this. And the number one thing is call, get an opinion, have someone come out, have someone look at it. Let's look at the design. Is the design correct? Is there something wrong with maintenance where you now have holes or gaps or cracks or something like that? But that is Water Leaks 101, which is, do you have water? If you know you have water, or suspect you have water, or hear water, or anything else, or see stains on the outside, give us a call. We'll come out. We'll diagnose if there's something wrong or not. And we'll give you from soup to nuts, ideas on what are your options as far as fixing this. Do you want to fix, if there's 6 potential items design-wise or 2 potential items, do you want to do them all? Do you want to do one of them? It's our job to educate you so that you can make an educated decision as far as what to do with your fireplace. That is our job. That's what you pay, or that's what, when you call us, we will come out, we will educate you, we will give you all your options, and then you make a decision. And that's one thing we cannot do for you, which is make the decision for you. So as long as you make an educated decision, we've done our job. So that's it for today. We're in the time of year, starting to get into hurricane season. Water leaks are becoming an issue. Maybe next week I'll do critters. If you have an opinion on what you'd like to see next week, please let us know. I'll be happy to go over critters or, chimney swifts, which is a bird. But I'll go over all that. But give me some feedback. Let me know what you'd like to hear or not. And I will educate you the best I can, just like all we do out in the field. So like it, share it, help me out. That way more and more people, we can help as many people as possible. I appreciate it. Thanks.